Hi, everyone. Thanks so much for joining me and subscribing to my Health and Wellness Live Your Best Life with Linnea FNP. Email subscriptions for jumping on my Health and Wellness Facebook page, which is under the same name. And then on Instagram, my handle is Hawaii, New York Girl. And there's a dot between Hawaii, New York, and girl. Okay. But my name's Linnea Baker. I am a board certified family nurse practitioner. I am a health coach. I am a certified trainer with Rewind Fitness, and I am also an Arbonne independent consultant. I have been working in healthcare for over 25 years, and I have worked in all aspects from newborn babies to end of life in the critical care unit, the cardiac intensive care unit. I've seen so many things, and that's why I'm so passionate about bringing awareness and education to everyone on how to live a lifestyle that's healthy and sustainable, not a quick fad crash diet, but something that's sustainable. And I've been doing a lot of research on lifestyle and coaching and getting certified as a coach. And in the research, there is so much information out there on gut health. And that's what I want to share with you today as a thank you for hopping on and subscribing to my email and joining me in Facebook. So as a thank you, I'm going to talk to you today a little bit about gut health so you understand how important the gut is in our overall health and wellness. If we could give every individual the right amount of nourishment and exercise, not too little and not too much, we would have found the safest way to health. Guys, that was written by Hippocrates, who lived from 460 BC to 370 BC and died at the age of 90 years old. He was right that long ago, and we have strayed away from this, and medicine needs to get back to this, okay? So the information I'm going to give you today is not to replace any medical advice from your personal healthcare provider who knows you best, but it is to provide education. And if you have questions, by all means, reach out to me. But also go ahead and ask your personal healthcare provider because they know you best and can give you guidance. But I am happy to talk with you as well if you reach out to me. So what is the microbiome? And a lot of this information and definition came from the Harvard T.H. Chan School of Public Health, and it's under the nutrition source. And the microbiome is located in our gut. Okay, and we hear these buzzwords. So the microbiome is actually in your gut and it's made up of microbes. And when I use the word microbes, what I mean is microbes are tiny living things that are found all around us. That could be the bacteria, the fungi, the protozoa, and the viruses. Think back to that biology class in middle school or high school. Those are the microbes we're talking about, okay? And the microbiome consists of microbes that can both be beneficial or helpful to us and some that actually may be harmful. Most of the microbes in our microbiome, which is mostly located in our gut, have a symbiotic relationship with the human host, okay? So with us. And that just means we benefit the microbiome and they benefit us, okay? However, sometimes the microbes are considered pathogenic, which means pathogenic just means promote disease. Those are the harmful ones. So in a healthy body, the symbiotic and pathogenic microbes are able to coexist without difficulty. That's when we're healthy and everything's in balance. However, when that balance gets thrown off and that gut microbe balance is disturbed, it's called dysbiosis. And when dysbiosis occurs, what could trigger that? Well, infectious illnesses can give us dysbiosis. Certain diets can do that. Antibiotics can do that, and other types of medications can destroy the bacteria. That doesn't mean all medication is bad. And obviously, when we need an antibiotic, it's important to take it to prevent it's risk versus benefit. So we know that the antibiotic may hurt our microbiome temporarily, but we can fix that. We need the antibiotic to take care of us for something that would be more serious that our body can't fight off without the antibiotic. So it's all risk versus benefit. And sometimes we do need to take these medications to help other issues. And then we can get our gut health back and work on building it back up because it's just temporary. But those are things that can throw our gut health, our microbiome, off into dysbiosis, okay? And what happens in dysbiosis is that the normal interactions in the gut and the body become more susceptible to disease when the gut is imbalanced, okay, or in that dysbiosis state. So the microbiome, we're going to talk about microbes and metabolic organisms, and there's about 10 microbes for every one human cell in our body, guys. And there are 100 trillion bacteria. I mean, this is mind-blowing. And the genes of the bacteria, of the microbes, they actually outnumber all the stars in the universe, okay? And the majority of the microbiome is located in our small and large intestine. And it's actually referred to as the hidden metabolic organ. That's what they like to call our microbiome, because it's that powerful and does that much. It has such a huge impact on our overall health and well-being. It even impacts our immune function. Our gut is known as our second brain. And the gut and the brain are constantly communicating back and forth. And in fact, serotonin, which you may have known as the happy hormone, okay, 95% of serotonin is actually made in our gut, not in our brain. Our gut also has a huge impact on our overall metabolism, which is how we're burning energy. You know, sometimes you'll hear people say they have a slow metabolism or a fast metabolism. How fast are we burning the energy from calorie intake? You know, when we're at rest or when we're active. And some people have a faster metabolism where they're burning it a lot faster, and other people's are slower. So the microbiome and the immune system, I wanted to show you this picture because when we're talking about gut health, it gives you, I'm a visual person, it gives a great visual of how the gut as the second brain, the mental health aspect, the immune function, and the metabolic health side all overlap the center, which is the command center of the gut. So 70% of your entire immune system is located in your gut. Guys, that blew my mind when I heard that a few years ago. I had no idea. They don't teach us this stuff when we're in our schooling for medical training. And I've talked to other colleagues and they were unaware as well. But research is coming out. It just hasn't made it to actually being implemented in traditional medicine or being taught in schools yet. But the research is out that 70% of the entire immune system is in the gut. And when we have inflammation, that's an immune system response when we create inflammation. And inflammation is actually our first line of defense in our immune system. And we have two types of inflammation: acute inflammation, which is short term, like you sprain an ankle or you get pneumonia, or you have an infection, because it's there to protect us. And then we have chronic inflammation, which is that long time ongoing inflammation, that something is triggering us to create inflammation and kick our immune system in, an irritant, something making our body think that it needs to fight something off, and the inflammation keeps going. And that's where we can get into trouble. And that chronic inflammation leads to chronic disease, okay? And chronic inflammation occurs, like I said, when the immune system keeps fighting against a signal. They think there's a constant attack or insult on the body, and the immune system floods the problem area with white blood cells, WBCs, which actually are attacking our healthy organs and tissue because there's nothing really wrong, but the body's misfiring because it thinks there's something wrong. And inflammation is actually a Latin word for to set on fire. What's important to know, and how this all connects to gut health, is what you eat can trigger that chronic inflammation. And too much inflammation can damage your gut and your entire microbiome. And when we look at this picture, we see how our gut health impacts our mental health, our metabolic health, and our immune health. We also said that when we have chronic inflammation, that leads to chronic disease. So we want to get that under control. And what we eat can trigger that. Inflammation matters because it's known as the playground for disease. So now let's talk about short chain fatty acids. And this is a great picture about how, when I talk about that chronic inflammation, where we're eating things that are triggering inflammation and our gut health is off and our body kind of basically to be on fire, to light a fire, where we're on that chronic inflammation. These are all the different things, as you can see in this picture, that you can be suffering with because of chronic inflammation. So that's why it's so important to take care of our gut health and decrease our inflammation. And one of the most important ways we can influence our overall health is through the production of SCFAs, or short chain fatty acids. And short chain fatty acids are actually made in the gut by the good friendly gut bacteria, okay? And it only happens when we're eating the foods that actually feed the good gut bacteria what it needs to thrive. And what foods would that be? The prebiotic plant-based fibers, okay? So complex carbs and fibers. And that's because these are not easily digested and they travel lower to the large intestine, and the good gut bacteria feeds on these plant-based fibers, okay? So what happens is, well, let's go into the benefits, or in the large intestines, when we get this plant-based fiber and these complex carbs that get all the way through because they're not being digested, it's feeding the good gut bacteria. Well, the microbiota have digestive enzymes that can break down that indigestible fiber and create those short chain fatty acids. And when those short chain fatty acids are created, well, what's the benefit? Well, it helps decrease that inflammation we were talking about. We don't want that chronic inflammation, because we're seeing in this picture all the chronic diseases it can cause. And then by reducing inflammation, we're reducing the risk of chronic disease. And it can also help reduce visceral fat. And visceral fat is the fat around our organs. Even skinny people can have fat around their organs. So just because you're skinny doesn't mean you're necessarily healthy. It's so much more than that. And when we have fat around our organs, that puts us at higher risk for all these other chronic diseases. So the short chain fatty acids can help reduce that. And it also is providing energy for the gut cells in the large intestine. The microbiome and the immune system are critically intertwined. What's present in the gut determines what education immune cells get. And that came from Dr. Jonathan Jacobs, who's a professor of digestive diseases at the David Green School of Medicine at UCLA. What's in the gut, what we ingest, is educating our immune cells, because the microbiome, which is majority is located in our gut, is very intertwined with the immune system, guys. So what contributes to poor gut health? Well, really, it's the typical Western diet. And that's why I'm here to help educate you guys, because this is how we grow up in our society in the United States. We live on fast food and processed foods and microwavable foods, and everything is quick and loaded with sugar and preservatives and artificial flavoring and all the things. And it's damaging our overall health because it's ruining our gut health, which is creating inflammation. That chronic inflammation is leading to that chronic disease. So when we eat a diet high in the animal proteins, high in the refined sugars, the processed foods, the saturated fats, we create poor gut health, which means we have less of the diverse gut bacteria, and our gut goes into that dysbiosis where it's more pathogenic microbes, and that pathogenic microbes are the ones that can harm us. They promote disease. Those types of foods lead to an increase in inflammation. We know that processed food, sugar, and alcohol all damage our gut health. And when we're eating these refined sugars and refined flours, the fiber is actually stripped away from these foods in order to process them. And the fiber is stripped away of all the conveniences in modern foods. And even if they try to add it back in, it's not the same, and it's not feeding our good gut bacteria. And 97% of Americans don't get the minimum intake of fiber to get those bacteria alive. That came from Dr. Shah. You can find her. She's called Fasting MD on Instagram. She's fantastic to follow, and she has a lot of great information out there as well. And a plant-focused healthy diet in place of a Western diet saw changes in the gut microbiome in 3 days, guys. I changed my lifestyle around to improving my nutrition with some key things. And in 3 days, I noticed a significant improvement in my overall quality of life, energy, and health. Okay, that doesn't mean we can't have meat, but we do need to include lots of plant-based proteins and plant foods in our nutrition. A state of chronic inflammation can lead to developing chronic inflammatory disorders or diseases, such as heart disease, guys, certain types of cancers, diabetes, obesity. Okay, and that's just a few of them. The World Health Organization ranks chronic diseases the greatest threat to human health. And these are the diseases that are plaguing us in the United States right now. So the bad eating habits, such as eating the junk food, eating the simple sugars, combined with the stress we have on ourselves, the sedentary lifestyle we live because of all of the technology we have, all of this is contributing to a negative effect on our gut health. So first world problems, what are we facing? We have access to fast foods and processed foods that are cheap, they're readily available, and they fit our busy lifestyles. And that, with the modern technology I was just talking about, sets us up for poor gut health, and it's getting worse as the generations continue. So more is caught than taught. And if you want to impact your children's health, they're going to model what you're doing more than what you tell them. So by making changes in your lifestyle, they will start modeling that, and you will impact and make a generational health change for improved quality of life and improved health for generations to come in your family, and it will trickle down to your children, I promise you. And some of what I'm doing are how to fit in healthy eating and sustainable, nutritious foods, and teaching that in a busy lifestyle, because I understand what it's like to be grinding it out. And I was working busy, long hours in a pediatric clinic, and I know what that feels like. So how do we improve our gut health? Well, we know that the cause of most chronic disease is hidden in our daily life. And there's several research studies out there that have demonstrated how when we eat foods that are nutritious, along with exercising, using breathing and meditation techniques, that those pieces, all of that together synergistically, that holistic approach helps slow down the aging process, promote a healthier and longer life expectancy, prevent typical chronic diseases that diseases of our society, and it facilitates healing, and it promotes a better quality of life. Okay. And that came from the Anti-Cancer Research Journal, guys. So eating nutritious foods, exercising, meditating, and I would add in sleep as well. That wasn't in that study, but sleep is also important as well. And we do that in my sustainable, healthy lifestyle groups that I run and coach. I am teaching you how to holistically improve your health, and we do baby steps. And once we start impacting the command center of the body, the gut health, and getting you feeling better from that point, everything ripples out and starts to, I almost call it like a snowball effect, where it all starts to come together. And there's growing scientific evidence that the 3 necessary things for slowing down the aging process, guys, and increasing our life expectancy and improving and maintaining our health consists of nutrition, exercise, and focusing on ways to have a healthy mind, spirit, with inner peace and happiness. And that would be such as breathing exercises, daily meditation, prayer, devotions, and yoga. And these recommendations are effective ways we can improve our gut health to help avoid the onset and progression of chronic inflammatory diseases. It's really powerful, guys, what we're able to change in our daily lifestyle that can make an overall, it's these small healthy habit changes to replace unhealthy habits compounded over time truly make a huge impact on your overall health. And starting today is so important. Don't waste another day not doing this. It's implementing it today so that you can live a happier, healthier, higher quality life. So action steps would be, we want to eat a high fiber diet. And that's because it supports the gut microbiome and it reduces inflammatory responses. We want to increase our fruits and veggies in our daily nutrition, maybe replace a snack with a fruit or raw veggie type snack. Limit intake of highly processed, highly refined sugar foods, such as the sweets, the sugary drinks, the boxed packaged foods, all of that, the sodas. We want to get rid of those, and we want to start reading ingredient labels. And that's part of what I teach you, is what do these ingredients mean and how do we read the labels? Because just because it says healthy or it's located in the healthy food aisle does not mean it's a healthy product. And like I said, we're going to decrease sodas and sugary drinks that you have daily as an initial goal. That's a huge action step. And I used to be addicted to Diet Dr. Pepper, coffee, the Starbucks drinks. And if I can do this, guys, I know you can, because I've been there. I've been there and I was struggling and I was frustrated and nothing was working. And now I'm teaching you how to do it because I've walked the walk, I've done the research, and I know a way that can help you get healthier and do it in a way that's fast and easy in a busy lifestyle, because we all are grinding it out and very busy and have families to keep up with. But we want to pour into those families and into our children and into the ones we love. And we're not doing that when we're leaving ourselves depleted. We have to do the self-care piece in order to be able to pour into the ones we love the most. And then lastly, consider joining our 30-day gut health reset group. There's 2 groups I offer per month. I do coaching. We have this great program. Like I said, it's holistic health and wellness. So we're touching on all the things. You get to drive the train and tell me what your personal health goals are. And I personalize a plan to you using some key things that will help improve your gut health and and help you get on that lifestyle, sustainable, healthy lifestyle journey. But reach out to me. We can do a free health lifestyle consult and see if what I'm doing is a fit for you and something you want to start. I would be honored to get to work with you because my passion truly is having a positive impact on your health and wellness through education and coaching. Thank you so much for joining me today and listening to this presentation. I hope it brought you value, and please reach out to me so that I can talk with you more about what your personal goals are, maybe some challenges you have, and see what we can do to see if what I'm doing is a fit for you. Take care, and I'm so grateful for you.